What's going on, guys? It's Pride here, and today we're going to be discussing how smart is Itachi Uchiha? And the answer might not surprise you at all, actually, if you know anything about Itachi. The only reason this general topic of discussion is even being brought up today is because, well, I just want to give Itachi the credit that he definitely deserves. And the reason I want to do that is because I did see one short, just one, saying that Itachi was dumb. And the short was made by a YouTuber named NCHammer. Now, no beef against this guy. I'm positive it was just all jokes, or maybe he actually thinks it, who knows. But he goes on to say that Itachi is not that smart because he could have used Shisui's MS ability to mind control either Fugaku or Danzo. Now, we're going to stop there because he has another reason why Itachi is stupid. But we're going to stop there and really think about why that is actually the dumbest play I've ever heard. Well, maybe not the dumbest, but it just wouldn't have been a smart idea to do, to use Shisui's eye against Danzo or Fugaku. And the reason is he couldn't use Shisui's eye against Fugaku because Itachi was already under heavy speculation that he killed Shisui himself. Like, everybody was like, you the last person that seen Shisui and now he's dead. The Uchiha clans already had heavy speculations against Itachi because one, he was already kind of going against the grain already, and it was becoming very apparent. And even though his dad is the leader of the Uchiha clan, so it became even more apparent that he wasn't, conforming to what everybody else was suggesting. But anyway, they went to this man and straight point blank asked him if he the one that killed Shisui, and they were about to try to do some damage to him, but it died down and they moved on. Now, I say all that so I can make my very strong point on why Fugaku would have been a bad idea to use Shisui's MS on. And that's because if Fugaku all of a sudden changed his plans to go against the Leaf after months, years damn near, probably of planning to go against them in secret, that would have been suspicious as hell. Everyone would have known it, everybody would have thought it at least. Some other high standing members of the Uchiha family would have gotten some Byakugan users to really see if Fugaku was under the effect of Shisui's MS ability. They would have highly suspected there was something wrong with Fugaku. For him to just backpedal and change up would have incited a lot of things. Also, Itachi knew that Obito was around the scene. Itachi was smart enough and good enough to detect Obito when Obito didn't want to be detected. Obito got caught. He says that straight to Sasuke, hey yo, I was not planning on getting caught like that, but yeah, he came up to me and found me out and we struck a deal. So Itachi knew that Obito was there and knew how strong Obito roughly was. Heck, even Minato knew that Obito was stronger than Pain, right? Itachi had plans for Obito, but he knew that, if this man wanted to F up the village, there's going to be some casualties, and bare minimum, it's going to take a lot to make sure Sasuke doesn't die during this, because Obito made it very clear that, yeah, I do want revenge on them. So I will help you out with this mass murder because I was already about to do it anyway. That's why I'm staking out the village right now. That's one reason why Itachi wouldn't use Shisui's MS on Fugaku. One, Obito was already in the works of trying to destroy the place. Two, Itachi also knows that the Leaf is already planning to destroy the place and that the Leaf knows that they're about to stage a coup because Itachi told them. And three, the rest of the Uchiha clan would have saw the switch in Fugaku and immediately went after Itachi because they already suspected that Itachi stole Shisui's famous, by the way, insanely famous eyes. And immediately they would have just been like, oh yeah, if Fugaku's have a change up like this, the only way that can happen is if he has his mind completely erased. There's only one ability that can do that. Itachi, come here. That's what they will do. That's what will happen. So he can't do the Fugaku plan. The reason he wouldn't do it against Danzo, right? It's because Danzo already got one, what he wanted. Two, he already has Shisui's eye and probably has in plan that if I change my cores, either kill me or dispel this ability. Those are the only two things that you guys are allowed to do. It wouldn't be a stretch to say, right? Danzo knows that Shisui got away. Itachi knows that Danzo knows that. Danzo is a smart man that has a lot of things in place. Itachi knows this because he's also an insider who gives Danzo all the information. So what I'm trying to say is they both knew each other's motives and plans. Itachi knew, hey, all the Uchiha need to go. Danzo ain't gonna stop until that's happened. If Danzo switches and has a change of heart, that's not gonna stop anything because the Uchiha are still planning to stage this coup. It's already too late. By the time this is happening, the third Hokage was trying to find a peaceful solution and gave up because there was none, because the Uchiha was already too spiteful. They wasn't trusting enough and they already set their plans on releasing themselves from this. So if anything, that wasn't going to work. So again, point one, the reason you can't do Fugaku is because everybody would know that Fugaku's changed and they will immediately go after Itachi. And the uprising will only actually ensue to a greater degree. They're just probably just gonna act without Fugaku after they kill him and take his eyes. 2, like Danzo just is not a smart idea. Danzo will have multiple things in place for if he was to be mind controlled. And then, right? NCHammer goes on to say that the other reason that Itachi was dumb was because he didn't take Fugaku's eyes to get the EMS. And at first I was agreeing with this, but then he started saying how the reason he should have taken the eyes was so he can be stronger and not get cancer or whatever the heck that was happening with Itachi. And one, Itachi doesn't have hindsight. He just plans insanely ahead. He didn't know that he was going to get cancer, but he does plan ahead quite often. So probably what he did was he destroyed the eyes and also his mother's eyes because he didn't want Obito to have them because they're pretty good. 2, the reason he didn't take it himself and went about destroying the eyes is because even though he'll have a lot of power, quote unquote, that doesn't help him in his job career that he's going for, infantry assassin. That just makes his abilities stronger, but he was already top tier all by himself. We got multiple videos on how he can actually be comparable to Pain. So my point is, he's not stupid for not getting the power. The power wouldn't have done nothing for him besides make the fan base love him more. You know, it doesn't make him a better infiltrator because, I mean, he was already doing that supremely well. And not only was he doing that so well, Obito knew he was doing it. It was part of the deal. Obito was like, yeah, join my clan. Help me kill the Uchiha and you can do whatever the heck you want, dude. I don't have no reins on you, bro. Just don't tell nobody who I am. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. And Itachi abided by that. So EMS would have been cool, but it's not a smarter play. It's just a cooler play. And also he didn't have hindsight. He didn't know he was going to get cancer from overusing the Mangekyou Sharingan. And also that actually helped him out a lot during the Sasuke fight because it made it believable for Sasuke that Itachi was actually at Sasuke level, which we all know that Itachi was holding back. But even when he was holding back, because his body was riddled with cancer, even Black Zetsu noticed that Itachi should have been able to dodge more and react even more, but for some reason he seemed sluggish, and that's because of Itachi's illness. So I mean, it actually played out well for Itachi. It made him the ultimate liar because he didn't need to fake it that hard. Even when Obito was telling Sasuke everything, and again, long con because Itachi planned on killing Obito when Obito confronted Sasuke after Itachi planned on dying. Even after that, when Obito was telling Itachi's story, Sasuke was in straight up disbelief because he couldn't believe that that was Itachi. Itachi put out a lot of groundwork to make that story that Obito was spilling kind of unbelievable. But even then, like I said, Itachi was insanely strong. Obito even admits himself that if Itachi wanted you dead during that fight, you would be dead. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even with him weak and cancerous, you would be dead still. Moral of the story is, Itachi wasn't stupid. He planned ahead, he knew what he was doing, and even though he could have gotten more power, that power wouldn't have done nothing besides make him a better killer, which doesn't fit any of his objectives. And yes, that does mean that even with EMS, he probably still couldn't beat Obito, because Obito has harsh armor cells and Obito's actually just unkillable. Like, his hacks are stupid. There's nothing that Itachi has that could actually hurt Obito. Obito is actually busted, and that's just not fair. That's just the way of life. But there we go.